Last week, the Tri-Town Rotary headed over to the Firehouse Food Pantry in Pembroke to make a sizable donation. This upstart food pantry is only a few months into its existence and has made great inroads. They were very appreciative of the donation and spoke about their service to the community.
At first glance, you may think you're driving past one of Pembroke's fire department outposts. But if you look a little closer, you'll notice that the old firehouse has a pantry off to the side. Hopefully that interests you enough to head inside, where you may see some recognizable faces from the Pembroke Soup Connection. For the past 5 months, that same group has been turning this infrequently used building into a full-blown food pantry, and people are taking notice. When I met with these folks over the summer, the Pembroke Soup Connection was at the Long Red House on Plain Street. Now they've branched out, and you can find them at the Firehouse Pantry on 32 School Street. They're still serving soup for the homeless, but since their first story ran this summer here on PCN, their donations increased so much that they basically had to open up shop here. As a nonprofit, they've got a 501c3 status, but are still operating on a shoestring budget. This caught the attention of the Tri-Town Rotary Club.
When we heard about what they were doing here and the amount of families that they were feeding, we said there's got to be a way that we can help out and make sure we can, keep it going.
That help came in the form of a $1,000 donation, which should help pay down some basic operating costs, like electricity and gas for vehicles that go out on deliveries. But for food costs, that money can go long distance.
We can get 1,000 pounds of food for about $25 from the Greater Boston Food Bank. So that $25 goes a long way. You know what I mean? It doesn't just, buy a bag of groceries, it buys tonnage. So, and that's how we get so much product for such little money.
The items on the shelves give people the feeling that they're in an actual market and not a food pantry. And that's not by accident, whether it's fresh vegetables, poultry, fish, or anything else.
Everything that a family needs. Anything that you'd be proud enough to put on your own table. That's what we do. So what we've done is, not only have we raised the standards, but we insist that everybody walk in with their head held high and they're treated with dignity. There are no stigmas attached to this pantry.
One of the things that happens here, and I don't think it happens in a lot of pantries, is parents come in the first time and they really feel bad being in a pantry, but then they come back with their kids. And the kids love this section. We built this section around the kids so that it's all backpack snacks. And we have a young boy that has autism that comes in and he does his shopping. He gets his cat food and then he picks up everything he wants. He takes his bag. And on the way out, the first night he was here, on the way out, he looked at Joanne and I and he said, "Ladies, you never should have named this the Firehouse Pantry. You should have called it Plenty, because that's exactly what it is."
The Firehouse Food Pantry runs with an all-volunteer staff and charitable donations. But with an average of 250 families being fed per week on their supplies, they're always looking to increase their budget.
Right now we're trying to raise sponsorship, get somebody to either sponsor us or get some more funding, because right now we're just basically coming in from donations either from members or just sporadically. We don't have anybody that's sponsoring us, and that's what we're looking for.
In Pembroke, I'm Brian Sullivan for PCN.